So here's the thing. Who doesn't love a yellow school bus, right? Can you raise your hand if you love a yellow school bus?
You know, Kamala Harris, she has these moments of real insight and that I find personally inspiring. And here was another one of those moments. She's getting made fun of for this, but I think she really makes a good point. Listen.
The governor and I, and we were all doing a tour of the library here and talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time in terms of what we need to do to lay these wires, what we need to do to create these jobs. And there is such great significance to the passage of time when we think about a day.
The thing about the passage of time is that when time passes, it tends to pass. And there is, in effect, a passage, which is of time. And the time, what it's doing is it's passing, hence, therefore, the passage. And when you think about it, the passage of time is really a passage of time in which there is a passage of time. And the time is passing all the time, every time. Great stuff from Kamala Harris. I actually have a lot of respect. Maybe I shouldn't, but the one thing that I do respect about some politicians anyway is if you're a really good BS artist, because that's a talent in its own right, to be a really good BS artist. And the ability to stand up in front of people and say nothing at all, but sound like you're saying something. That is actually a skill, and it's a skill that unfortunately can take you really far in life. As we've seen, it can take you all the way to the White House. But with Kamala Harris, she's a BS artist without the artist part of it. It's just full BS, and she's not. She thinks that she's good at this, and she's not, and that's what makes it so difficult to watch and listen to. Kamala Harris has sort of a fictional character herself in many ways, and she has a certain way about her. Every time she's giving a speech, she sounds like she's reading from a book report where she had to stretch to hit the word count. And if I sound like I'm speaking from experience, I am. This is like me through 12 years of grade school. Every book report, any assignment, this is what I did. You know, and you put in as many superfluous words as you need. You try to mess with the margins and the font a little bit, thinking that you're the first. You know, every kid thinks of that. You think you're the first one to come up. Oh, I know. I'll make it the 12.5 font instead of 12 font. Teacher will never see that. So I did this a lot myself. And Kamala Harris is, I'm not going to say she's a master at it, but she certainly has quite a lot of experience. So here she is giving a speech in France. And let's listen.
We must together work together to see where we are headed, where we are going, and our vision for where we should be, but also see it as a moment, yes, to together address the challenges.
We must together work together with togetherness, and together we must together move forward and also together go forward while we're moving forward, and together make plans for the future and for what will come and for tomorrow together, all together, so that we can be together today and tomorrow and into the future together in our togetherness. That speech is Kamala Harris in a nutshell. And it also explains, I think, why she's not very popular. Because she is so phony that she makes Hillary Clinton seem authentic by comparison. She makes Hillary Clinton seem like a fully fleshed out sort of a human being by comparison. And that's why people don't like her. Getting into credit card debt is so easy. Getting out, well, the system is set up so you can't. If you're struggling with credit cards, personal loans, collections, or medical bills, you need to check out PDS Debt. PDS provides a service to match you with debt solutions tailored to your financial situation. If you're making payments every month on your debt and your balances aren't going down, PDS has solutions for you. Everyone with $10,000 or more in eligible debt qualifies, and there's no minimum credit score required. Bad and fair credit are accepted. I know how much debt can weigh on your shoulders, so don't wait any longer. Get in contact with PDS Debt now so you can finally have some peace of mind. PDS Debt has customized options for anyone struggling with credit cards, personal loans, collections, or medical bills. They strive to understand your specific scenario and can help provide alternative solutions to becoming debt-free. Save more while paying off your debt in a fraction of the time. Stop waiting and start saving. Get a free debt analysis right now at pdsdebt.com/Walsh. It only takes 30 seconds. That's pdsdebt.com/Walsh today. pdsdebt.com/Walsh. Number 3, Kamala Harris over the weekend. I just wanted to play this for you because it's kind of funny. A little fun thing to play. This is Kamala Harris talking about landmines.
So it's job creation around investing in American manufacturing, job creation in terms of investing in American infrastructure and building up, back up American infrastructure, job creation around, for example, all of those skilled workers who are in the coal industry and transferring those skills to what we need to do in terms of dealing with reclaiming abandoned landmines, what we need to do around plugging leaks from oil and gas wells.
Reclaiming abandoned landmines. You want to be careful with that. Be careful reclaiming those abandoned landmines. I don't know if reclaim is disable. You're probably better off. I don't know if you want to reclaim them, reuse them. I don't know if that's the right idea. Here's Kamala Harris. We always enjoy these clips. Here she is babbling nonsensically again.
Today, the business of our work is for the council to report on the work that has occurred since our last meeting across these areas. We will today also discuss the work yet ahead, the work we must still do to continue to move forward.
Have you noticed what she does in these clips? Because I love this move. It's the tell. You can always tell that the Kamala bot is about to go on the fritz and start malfunctioning, because here's what she does. She nods like she's agreeing with her own statement. And that's what she does when she's on the verge of launching into some nonsensical ramble. She always does. Watch. She always does that. So she'll go, today, the business of our work is to work on the ways we work and together to work as people who work. And we will work on working and continue to work and work in the future on the work yet ahead and the work still to do and the work we must do in the future. Because the work's not complete. This is the format. She begins with the nod, like she thinks she can trick us. It's like this, she thinks she can trick us into agreeing with whatever nonsense she's about to spew by nodding that way, right? And then at the end of the ramble, she always ends, by restating a certain phrase in 4 different ways. The work still to do, the work yet to come, and the work in the future. That's the format. Every time I play one of these Kamala Harris word salad clips, I always tell myself it's the last time I'll play a clip like this on the show, because at this point we get it. I mean, she's dumb. She can't speak. We don't need to go back to that point over and over again. At a certain point, there isn't anything left to say about it. But each new clip is worse than the last. And sometimes they're so jaw-dropping and confusing that, we have to spend at least a few seconds on them. So here's the latest. I think she's speaking here to some kind of church or something. And, well, just see if you can decipher this.
Because what we see is so hard to see that we lose faith or a vision of those things we cannot see but must know.
Okay. What we see is so hard to see that we lose faith or a vision of those things we cannot see but must know. What we see is so hard to see that we lose faith or a vision of those things we cannot see but must know. I don't understand what she's even getting at here. I mean, sometimes when she gets into the word salad, it's really dumb, but you can kind of tell what she's getting at. In this case, okay, so the first part, what we see is so hard to see that we lose faith. That part just by itself arguably makes sense. She's saying that, or she could be saying that what we're seeing is hard to see, like in the sense that it's painful. It's hard to look at. And I mean, I feel that way every time Kamala Harris is on the screen. It's I see it, but it's hard to see. It's hard to look at it. And therefore we lose faith. She's saying. So that part could make sense, but then she could just end it there, like throw a period at the end of that sentence and end it there, call it a day, in and out, leave it at that. But she can never leave it at that. This is the tragedy of Kamala Harris. The first part of her sentence sometimes makes sense, but then she keeps talking and everything falls apart. So then she continues, or a vision of those things we cannot see but must know. We lose faith or a vision of those things we cannot see but must know. I mean, that's just gibberish. If I really wanted to do her a favor, I would say that maybe she's trying to somehow paraphrase Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. But I don't think. I think that'd be giving her too much of the benefit of the doubt. That's her brain malfunctioning, and now she's just spitting words out, and she has no idea what she's saying.